We on. Are we on? Are we on? Are we on? Let me see. Gotta check on me. Hold it. Let me make sure I'm on. Okay, I'm on. Perfect. So, what's up, world? Let me see how far this delay is. God damn. This delay is, hold on. This is, the delay is gagging me so bad. Let me try this again. Yeah, it's like 30 seconds or something, but okay. Let's get into this conversation that's on the screen here. First of all, let me, I just feel like this is, I can't, because y'all don't need to be seeing it, be all in my business and stuff. But at least your girl's organized. All right, so let's talk about this today. First of all, let's cue the intro. I don't have a real intro, but the real intro here is my name is Jay Lovely. If you aren't here, I am your ghetto psychologist and accountability coach, and it is my life's purpose to help Black people navigate this patriarchal system of white supremacy. Let's get into this conversation that I want to have. Let's get into it. So I was supposed to originally go live on TikTok. I don't know if it's because it's Friday, what the deal was with that. Not too many people joined. That's okay. I didn't stay on there that long anyway. I probably should. Sometimes you got to stay the course. But see, the thing about this kind of live, because see, with TikTok, you can't even save the live. So don't even be no point in just staying on and nobody on here. But at least this live is going to save. Somebody can come back and rewatch it. So I said, well, let me go live somewhere that's meaningful and have this conversation somewhere. Granted, I do have more followers on TikTok, but hey, you do what you must. I'm going to try to get some more followers on YouTube and maybe get some cross reference follows from TikTok. Who knows, bitch? I don't know. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. That's all I know. But let's get into the conversation. There are some very important conversations, or I shouldn't even say conversations, questions that a lot of Black people ask that I hear all the time on social media. Sometimes I just hear it in general conversation. Before I get started, let's clear the air in the room. All right, so I had to do that because we're gonna get into a real conversation piece, a real topic. And like I said, a lot of people ask this question. Damn, I should have put some other things on there, but let me see if I can do that from here. All right, let me see the other date. I might have to leave and come back. Yep, there you go. Updated. Cool. Oh, but it did some fuck shit. What you doing? Girl. They ain't gonna let me edit no more. I guess I messed up too many times. All right, but anyway, let's get into it for real. All right, so 4 questions that have been prevalent lately, especially with this new regime that we're under. You know, all this new legislation and things in that nature with the Cheeto Man. But people are asking, where are all the black leaders? And this is such a weighted question. Where are all the black leaders? The reason it's a weighted question is because it comes with two things. It comes with an expectation, and it also comes with or from a space of lack. So, when I say it comes from an expectation is we expect that things are going to be the same way they were in the past. You know, like during segregation when we had the Martin Luther Kings and the Malcolm X's and the Fred Hamptons and the Medgar Evers and all of these people, you know, who just rose above the pack and I guess began to appear to be our leader. Nobody really appointed them as our leader, but when we speak about them, it comes from a space of regarding them as our leaders, you know, our ancestor leaders, we should say, because a lot of these people are no longer with us. And a lot of them lost their life due to the fight that they had to take. They're martyrs, you know? So, for some reason, now that we are coming to a place of civil unrest and civil rights yet again are on the line because the people in the top, and we know who they are, we know what group, what race of people that they are, but the people at the top are beginning to revert back to their old ways. They're like, oh no, it's getting a little too equal out here. It's getting a little too harmonious to an extent. It's too much love. Let's reel that back in. So because they saw how black people revolutionized when there was a huge thing to fight, a huge enemy, they were like, no, we don't want to, because when black people fight, the world is listening. It's too many people looking. It's too messy. Let's go ahead and give them what they want. Let's give them integration. We're gonna find a way so that when we do integrate, we're just gonna take all their money. So I mean, might as well let them come in the system, and if we obviously we're gonna let them integrate and take all of their jobs and take all of the businesses that they used to own, and now all of them have to come to us. Yeah, it's brilliant. Let's get rid of that separate. Let's let everybody just contribute to the pot, and let's do little other sneaky, sinister ways to keep them out. So, well, when we ask this question now, where are the black leaders? Like I said, it's an expectation that right now, because again, we are in civil unrest, that there's going to be some people who's going to rise to the top. And they are. This is the thing. There are so many black leaders, but it's saturated. Everything is so saturated. It's very difficult when you have social media, especially to even be able to distinguish who is a good leader and who is not, who is really talking things that need to be said, and who is just saying shit that is going to press people buttons and agree with the masses. And you got to understand that if you are somebody who's agreeing with the masses, you are likely on the wrong fucking side any fucking way. So when we ask the question, where are the black leaders? Like I said, the twofold part is from a space of expectation and a space of lack. meaning that we don't think that we have any leaders. And again, there's an expectation that because of what's happening, we should have leaders, but there's also an expectation of how those leaders should look and how they present themselves. Because a lot of y'all will not regard someone like me, a black female, black femme type, you would not regard me as a leader. When honestly, that's what I'm sitting here to do, to help lead something, to bring something to fruition that is bigger than me and really just the whole fucking program. You understand? It's a calling, it's a purpose, right? So you have to get rid of your expectations of the black leaders to be black and male, black and straight, have a certain job, have a certain appearance. Like, one of the people who I regard as the leader right now is Deontay Kyle, and from Grits and Eggs podcast. And I've talked about this before, and it might have, and I'm gonna say what I said before too, and it was not in a hater way, but I realized how it can come off as a hater. But it's just a real true fact that a lot of the things that Deontay Kyle has been saying, I have been saying for a long time. And it's not, again, not to knock him at all. But it's like, damn, I've been saying the same shit for a long time. Damn, if only I was a nigga saying that, I might have already been at the top. And again, that's not always a valid question. That's just me being a human, right? But also the psychologist in me is going to also check myself like, okay, Jasmine, like, hold up, gotta call myself my real name. Like, girl, you don't know that to be true, number one. Number two, let's be for real, okay? You just don't know that. Don't, I had to check myself because I really do fuck with him. I fuck with his content. I fuck with what he's talking about. I fuck what he stand for. I agree with him at least about 80% of the time. It might be higher than 80, but I know I'm not gonna agree with nobody 100%, period. So it's just he has a way of saying things, a way of thinking, a way of speaking, and it's not, he's serious, but you also know that he know how to play. Like, he a fun type nigga. I don't even like to say that. I'm sorry. This sounds so disrespectful to say, but I don't mean it in no weird way. That's just me being my black masculine self. My black feminine masculine self. But no, for real. So when it comes to black leadership, okay. Let me hold on. Let me take a sip of water. Um, so when it comes to black leaders, it was I can't I kind of don't want to bring up this conversation because it happened a couple months ago and it wasn't really like a serious conversation. It was just something that, it was just a quick exchange between me and a complete stranger online, but we were talking about leadership. And I just realized that a lot of motherfuckers, a lot of men, especially black men, they have never led any fucking thing. And that's not to say that black women lead everything, but women, girls come out the womb bossy. And you gotta either be one or raise one to know that girls are bossy naturally. Naturally. Because it's just a certain way that we like shit to be done. Period. And again, we know that all people can be like this. Oh, because for the people that's always want to argue all the fucking time, I'm just gonna stop you before you start. But we have to understand there's degrees, there was levels to this shit, and I have never seen anyone more bossy than a little girl. Nobody. And somehow, of course, through societal standards and growing up, we suppress a lot of that in our young girls, in our young feminine beings. We suppress that. But anyway, back to the topic. I don't even know how the fuck I got there. It was, regardless of that, when it comes to black leaders, a lot of black men don't know what it's like to be a leader because they don't have a lot of, let me rephrase, They don't have a lot of, especially in the media, positive male role model influences. It's not a lot. Because even the ones that they do have done some fucking crazy shit in the public eye or some questionable shit for the most part. Excuse me. Not all, of course, but there's some, and it's a likelihood that a lot of them they do stuff, and they get caught up in the public eye, get under the court of the public opinion, or sometimes they actually go to criminal court or civil court, whatever the fuck, and it's like, damn, I guess it's okay for men to really misbehave. So there is this thing where, okay, you see even your positive, dare I say, even Kobe Bryant. Listen, God rest his soul. I was never like this super duper big Kobe fan, but if you grew up in the 90s, in the early 2000s, there's no way you didn't know who Kobe Bryant was. He was everywhere. He was just everywhere. He was so relevant to our culture, to black culture in general. So when it came out, the R word allegations, that shit had the world in a frenzy. And it happened in a time period where it was kind of like it's just so easy for him to be forgiven. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. People gonna be forgiven even in this current time period for the heinous things they do, like R. Kelly, like Sean P. Diddy Combs, right? But in the time period with what Kobe went through, if Kobe would have went through that today, he would have got canceled. He would have been canceled. He might even, dare I say, they might even put him in jail. But he would have at very least got canceled. He would have. And for him to basically admit that he don't know if it was consent or not. He didn't know that it was not consensual. He came forward and literally said if she thought it was consensual, I thought it was. She might have thought not. Like, whoa, okay. So in retrospect, you really did R word that girl. By definition, if there's no consent, you must repent, right? So no consent means that's R. That's the R word. That's what happened. You raped her. So, like I said, even with him. And then if we dig even deeper and deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole, so many. So many, right? So many. Even the black leaders that we love. Dare I say even Malcolm X and the way he was before he became Malcolm X. You know, he was Malcolm Little was a mess. But Malcolm X was different. But Malcolm Little, very different, very messy, very yucky, very toxic black men. Very. So we have to understand though what black leadership looks like. Black leadership is not a black person masquerading around as a white leader, as a white supremacist, as so many black leaders seem to begin to be. Black leader is someone who delegates with empathy and compassion and understanding. You know your team better than they know themselves. You know where they excel at. You know what they good at. You place them in the role in which you know that they're gonna love and also do well in. And that's gonna continue to allow them to help you in your vision. It's nothing like finding people whose vision align directly with yours. And in aligning that vision together, something magical happens, right? Something God sent happens. Ugh, fucking that. So it's very important that I'm gonna get this that. Indeed. It's very important. Ugh. So it's very important that we understand what black leadership even is. Now, second question. Why we can't come together? Why can't we come together? Why can't we come together as black people? Hmm, what a deep rooted question to ask, right? Girl, I don't even know if this shit 30 seconds. This shit might be like 45 seconds delayed. This is crazy. It's very, very long. All right. So the second question. Why can't we come together? That is because majority of black people are using white supremacist ideals. I guess the white is silent. So we'll just say supremacist ideals to separate us. Now, it's one thing to just not like a person just because you don't like a person. You do not have to like every single soul on this planet. Thank God for the free will to, I don't have to fuck with these folks if I don't want to, right? Thank God for that. But you should love every person in the sense of you don't want anything bad to happen to them. You wish the best for them forever and a day, right? Whatever that might be. It could be a lot of things, and it could be some things that people wouldn't even say are good that you might wish upon somebody that they need, right? But to love someone is to wish them well, period. And a lot of us don't really wish a lot of people well. And I'm saying us very sparingly because I'm not one of those people, but I'm just saying us because I'm a human and I'm black and I'm talking about black humans. But a lot of black people do not wish all black people well because we have separated ourselves based on gender. We separate ourselves based on sexual orientation, religion, spiritual beliefs, classism, how much money somebody got. We separate ourselves, right? If you are a person who says things like, when it comes to the issues that's going on right now with food stamps possibly getting cut and all of this stuff, well, people don't need to be relying on welfare anyway. To me, that just tells me you don't wish them well. Welfare for the welfare of the people. That's what that stands for. Welfare, for their welfare. If you don't want people to have welfare, you do not wish them well. Of course, we don't want people to always be on welfare. We would hope that they could experience upward mobility. But again, we live in the fucking United States of a motherfucking America, bitch. And the chances of upward mobility, if you don't know what upward mobility is, it's just moving up social classes. The chances of that happening is very low in the United States. It is very hard to do that here, almost than any other well-developed country in the world. It is harder to do it here. Literally, research. You can look this up. So when you look at that, when you factor in the fact that we are using the supremacist ideals to separate from each other, it's no wonder we can't come together because that is the whole point of divide and conquer. Let me tell you something. Historically, black people have made the mistake of not really questioning and second guessing the white people. And when I say white people, I mean all other people. I'm talking about all other non-black people. When I say white people, because they regard themselves as being white and they have for a while. Even though they don't, but they do, right? They separate themselves from black people because the byproduct of white supremacy, which everybody has internalized, is anti-blackness. You can't have one without the other. So people have internalized anti-blackness because white supremacy rules the world. So that being said, right, white people have always been able to infiltrate because we always have civil unrest amongst each other. It's always an issue that we have with each other. There's always something, you know, historically. we would let them in our land and they would take over under our fucking nose while we over here fighting our neighbor. Literally. So there's something to be said about black people having this issue and white people being able to extort it and manipulate and take advantage of that. Historically, they've been doing it, and they continue to do it. We are not each other's enemy. Gay people, queer people are not your enemy. There's nothing wrong with them. Okay? Whatever you think is wrong with them is the whitewashing of society. And if you do think something is wrong with it, let God handle them. You don't need to be handling them. Let God do it. You ain't even got to tell them something is wrong. Trust me, they've heard it probably their entire life. You don't need to be another fucking person piling it on. If you like them, you like them. You should like them. Just treat them as a fucking human. Learn to like them. And if you don't like them, let it not be just because they're gay. Let it be because you just don't like them, motherfucker. But to dislike somebody because the way they live their life and it does not harm someone else, because why? If it does harm you, why? What deep rooted issue you got that makes for that to be harmful? Right? So they're not your enemy. Women are not your enemy. Women, be careful. That's all I gotta say. And I know people gonna be like, why would you? I just want men to know because women are the ones under attack. We're not attacking men. Men are attacking us. So I'm telling you that we are not your enemy. So stop attacking us. Not your enemy. Whatever issue you got with women, it's your mom. Take it up with her. Fix that. Cause that's where it starts. Whatever the fuck you feeling bad about when it comes to women, take it to your mama. Your mama started this shit. Go talk to her. Please. If she did, write her a fucking letter. Cause whatever the fuck y'all have, whatever issue y'all have with women, it ain't got nothing to do with women. It got everything to do with your mama. And on that note, I got to clear the air. Go to your mama, bitch. Wherever she may lay. In this realm. And the next. I say. So, anyway. We got to be able to come together despite what has been deliberately placed in front of us to separate us. From religion to, like I said, social class. Because honestly, even some of the people that I love to watch, everybody, y'all got to stop mentioning y'all money all the fucking time. It doesn't fucking matter. Money doesn't matter. Your money, it matters, but it doesn't matter. It matters, but it does not matter. Let me tell you something about money. Money is definitely, again, I think I said this in the last video that I made about capitalism. Money is definitely a result of your productivity. How much money you have does show how productive you are to a certain extent. Because again, some people work their asses off and they not making no goddamn money. Right? But that's also because their value. So it's value and productivity. If you are low value, high productivity, it doesn't matter. You're still not going to make a lot of fucking money. But if you're high value, high productivity, you are going to make a lot of money, right? So you have to build that value up. You got to learn how to do that. And that is how you can tell how productive you are. So money matters in that sense, but it doesn't matter in any other fucking sense. Doesn't. Because you, again, when you pass on, you can't take that shit with you. You just leave it here for the next person, next generation. And it's no guarantee that they are not going to misuse those funds. So money doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. So we need to stop letting it be such a fucking determining factor for who we are. That's one big thing. that we need to. That's one big chain we got to break. And then the biggest chain is the religion. The religion, Christianity got black people in such a fucking chokehold that we are doing the oppressor's job for them through religion. Made it so easy. It made it so easy. The very thing y'all beloved Jesus, and don't get me wrong, I fuck with Jesus, but my y'all beloved Jesus represented, you guys are adhering to every time you go to that church house and you giving money out your pocket and you telling people that what they going to hell and you telling people, oh, you don't live your life right, and you doing all of this weird shit in church. Like the last time I went to church, which was 6 months ago, over a little over 6 months ago, for New Year's, right? New Year's Day. When I went, it was the main reason I don't go that often. I don't be going to church because I know it ain't nothing but mean ass spirited people in there. I don't have time for that. Because the meanest people be in church. The ugliest, nastiest people be in church. And they don't be in there to change. They be in there thinking that going to church is going to get them saved. Right? The people whose twills got their nose tooted up at every fucking body they can. You're not saved. You're actually a disturbance. You're a disturbance. You are against what Jesus represented. So if you think that you are representing Jesus by being divisive, he is you one of the motherfuckers he shook the table on. He ain't like all this shit. That shit is not righteous. Matthew 21 tells you, hey, he ain't gonna know you. He will not know you. You doing all of this in his name, but he won't know you. So anyway, let go of religion. Okay. If you gonna be a Christian, just follow Christ. Don't follow that Bible. The Bible will have you fucked. That Bible will have you fucked. The same Bible that excused slavery, the same Bible that told a man that he can lay with his daughter, the same Bible that tell you shouldn't even be decorating no fucking Christmas tree and you do it every motherfucking year anyway. The same Bible that tell you shouldn't even be mixing fabrics and you goddamn be wearing polyester and cotton together all the motherfucking time. Bitch, fuck that book. You know what I'm saying? Read it, but fuck it. It's a book. That's it. It's a book. It's a book, darling. It is a book. It's a book. Say it with me. The Bible is a book. It's just a book. It's just a book. It's just a book. It is just a book. It's just a book, like any other book. It's gonna be parts of it that matter to you. It's gonna be parts that don't. It's gonna be parts that you should apply. It's gonna be parts you won't. It don't matter. Fuck that book. You're gonna follow somebody, follow Jesus. And Jesus told you over and over in that book, love thy neighbor. Over and over in that book, have mercy for the poor. Over and over in the book, don't be greedy. Over and over in that book, don't be mean to each other. Over and over, don't judge each other. Over and over, good. Be kind to one another. Over and over in that motherfucking book, you know what you're supposed to be doing, and what y'all do. Y'all still go out here in the name of Jesus and tell people they're going to hell, which you don't know that. You don't even know if hell exists, and you tell people how they should be when you got so many things in your life that you need to fix. It's crazy. So we got to be able to come together and not be caring and looking at everybody else's mess, because you got your own fucking mess to clean up. I don't give a fuck about nobody else's mess as long as it don't come over here and disturb mine. I don't need your mess adding on top of mine. That's all I ask. Keep your mess over there in your motherfucking pile. I'm gonna keep mine in my pile, and we can be messy together. But the moment we be messy together and your mess start coming into mine, or even vice versa, we gotta sort that out. Because I need to keep my own bag to myself. You feel me? So yeah. Next question kind of goes hand in hand with the last one. How can black people unify? We gotta love each other, period. And that's it. The bottom line. Bottom line is love. Bottom line is we are all in this together. Bottom line is love also means recognizing the people, the black people who Because all skin folk ain't kin folk. Recognizing the black people that you need to leave out. That go, and also just to go back to that, so I'm finna bridge how can black people unify with the where are all the black leaders together. Okay. So like I said, when it comes to the unification, you gotta realize everybody can't join. Everybody don't deserve to be on the motherfucking train. It is Underground Railroad. They don't. They need to be dropped off. They need to stay. Some people can be the slaves. Let them be the slaves. Some of them really wanted that position because they don't mind it. They don't mind being subservient. They don't mind being master's bootlicker. They don't mind it. They don't mind it at all. So let them. And don't worry about them. They will get what they will get just due. Right? This goes hand in hand with where are all the black leaders, because I think that there are some people who really want to lead, or they claim that they want to lead, or they think they have it in them, but they are so afraid that they don't have people that will follow them. Damn, this shit cracked too, didn't it? I'm sorry, my nail hurt. They have people that they are afraid that they're afraid that people won't follow them. They're afraid. And I tell them, don't fucking worry about that. Why the fuck is you worried that people won't follow you? Are you really a leader? Yeah, you can call yourself a leader all day. You can think you have it in you, but you gotta show that shit. You gotta stand up. You gotta make people believe you. And this is why, no matter what, with no viewers, I'm on this live talking. One day, so many people gonna watch this back, and they gonna be like, "Damn, okay, she said this time back when." She didn't care if people follow. I don't care if people follow me. I know that they will, though. I don't know when, right? But I know it's gonna happen because I'm not gonna stop. I can't stop. God ain't gonna let me stop any goddamn way. He will terrorize me. Let me tell you something about the Creator. When you know what your purpose is, and the Creator knows, He know, they know, she know what your purpose is. When they know that you know what your purpose is, they will terrorize you. God be terrorizing me in a good way. I'm not saying like it be so bad, that I'm just, to understand what I'm saying. Not saying this in a negative way, but I say he, I know God is a they, she, they, it doesn't matter, right? So I can say what I want to. In this regard, I'm gonna say he, because only a man can terrorize me like this. He be terrorizing me. Like, Jasmine, an idea. I have so many ideas, so much creativity, and it's all centered on Black civilization. It's centered on Black unity, and it's always been, but it's getting deeper and deeper and deeper. Right? It's going from, oh, I want to be this Black little, oh, love is light, woo woo woo, that type, right? But now is, I want to still have that, but I also want that militant Black side to come back. Not come back, it never left, but to really come through across to everybody else. Because at first I realized, I don't know how I got on this to be about me, but it's my shit. But I realized at first a few years ago that I was not being my full self. I was still being me, but I just wasn't being my full self. So I wasn't really worried about, now I had to go back. That's why I had to pause. Like, let me say this right, because I'm not saying it right. I am not really worried about if anybody's going to follow me, because I know that somebody will. I just have to just keep going. I just got to keep doing what it is that I got to keep doing. And that's continuing to just try and build and work and be consistent and commit. I am committed. You know what I mean? I'm committed. So right now I'm in this period of commitment. And that's all we can do when we unify. That's all we can do when it comes to Black leadership. If you feel like you are a Black leader, but nobody's listening, you don't feel like nobody's listening yet, just keep going. Just keep talking, right? Be that leader, because eventually somebody's going to follow you. All it takes is one, right? All it takes is one. And I've had people under my guidance before. Multiple, more than 5. So right now I know I could do it. It's just me being focused, committing, and not stopping, aka being consistent. So, last question. To revolt or revolutionize? I'm gonna leave a pause there. And I'm gonna clear the air. Because I know this is a deep one. To revolt or revolutionize? Do you know the difference? So what's the difference? Some would think that they're probably the same thing, but they're not. Because to revolt, I'm gonna give you, hold on. Actually, I want to give you the formal definition. Revolt definition is literally to rise in rebellion. Okay, that is to rebel. And as a noun, that's as a verb. As a noun, it's an attempt to put an end to the authority of a person or body by rebelling. To revolt, rise in rebellion. So revolution. Out. Definition. Revolution is a forcible overthrow of a government or social order in favor of a new system. Okay. So let's see. I'm gonna go to Chat GPT and I'm gonna ask what's the difference. Just again, just to be analytical. What is the difference between revolt? What is the difference between revolt and revolution? Let's listen. All right, the terms revolt and revolution are closely related, but they differ in scale, intent, and outcome. Here's a breakdown. Revolt. Definition: a sudden, often violent uprising against authority, typical local or specific. Scope: smaller in scale, often short term or localized. The motivation: usually driven by specific grievances. And then he gave some examples: high taxes, police brutality, poor conditions. Outcome: often fails or leads to suppression, but can spark larger movements. So they asked some examples: Nat Turner's rebellion, the Watts riot, Haitian slave revolts. Before 1791. Now revolution. Of course, they're gonna make revolution sound pretty. A sweeping, fundamental change in political, social, or economic structures, often often involving the overthrow of a system. The scope: broad, nationwide, or global in impact, long lasting. Motivation is aimed at transforming power structures, ideologies, or entire governments. The outcome can lead to new regimes, constitutions, or societal models. The examples: the Haitian Revolution, American Revolution, and the Russian Revolution. So they're saying a revolt can be the spark that grows into a rebellion. How do we revolutionize without a revolt? How do we do that? And in this current regime, because I said this before months ago. What in the fuck is protesting doing? Protesting is not doing anything. Trump is still in office. Protesting is not doing anything. The big beautiful bill just got passed. Protesting is not doing the shit. It's not doing nothing. It's not doing a goddamn thing besides wasting time. This is the same government who allowed these people to storm the White House, these white people to storm the White House, and little to no punishment has been made. And the person who incited the violence that happened that day is sitting in the White House. He got his job back. We reward bad behavior. So I'm asking you, with this type of regime, how do we revolutionize without a revolt? The system is not working. The voter system does not work, at least not for the president, or at least not in general now. We don't even know. It hasn't even been a year yet. It's only been 6 months. It's not even been 6 full months yet that he has been in office. And so many things have already changed. How are we going to last the next 3.5 years without doing anything? Something has to happen. And this is where the black leadership has to come forth. And this is why, for me, like I said, I'm gonna try to make these lives. I'm gonna try to go live every 2 weeks, every other week, at least at the very least once a month on most of my platforms, but at least between here and TikTok anyway. I have to continue to talk about this and pray that God get it out to the right people, because we are in a dire time right now where we need movements and we need people who really want to come together and really want to do things and really want to get this shit done. We really want to make change. So I'm doing this now, and I'm going to start promoting more of these, and maybe even doing them on Zoom, taking them away from the social media so eyes won't be on us. I don't know. I just know that something has to give, and I want to be a part of that change. Not just because I want to, because I'm tied to it, but because I know that I'm supposed to. I'm supposed to. So I'm gonna leave it on that note. If you watch this all the way through, you are a motherfucking real one. Y'all, in less than a month, on August 8th, I will be coming out with a brand new free FREE 5 finger discount for an ebook. It is called the Black Starter Unity Kit, 7 actionable steps. It's a little longer than that, but I don't feel like saying the rest of it because I don't want to get tripped up on the words. I am very excited about that coming up. And then I am even more excited about my new book coming out in February. I still have my fiction novel that I am going to re-release next year, because I'm going to re-release it next year. I'm going to make sure I market that. This was God's hand making this ebook, and that was just like a second thought. I'm not gonna hold you. The ebook was a second thought, but the free one, I should say. But the other one, I'm not gonna release the name yet because it's not coming out for another 6 months. I don't need nobody stealing my shit. God, I don't need nobody stealing my shit. I know people gonna be taking my statements. People have already been doing that to me. Especially that's primarily why I don't even be on Facebook no more, because this ain't nothing but plagiarism on Facebook. Nobody got an original bone in their fucking body over there. So I don't need to be over there. But I don't want to say what the name of the book is going to be, even though I know the name of the book. I am very excited. It comes out in February. If you can, make sure you are watching, paying attention, so you'll know when it comes out. Make sure you're watching, paying attention, so you can grab a copy of my free ebook coming out next month. And it's been real. I'll see y'all on the next one. Toodaloo.